The loyal dog of Osu. What do our dogs mean to us? They might be family, friends, or perhaps something even more. Here is a true story about a dog that has been passed down for about 800 years, ever since the Goryeo dynasty. This isn't just a simple folktale, it's a deeply moving historical account recorded in the Bulhanjip by Choi Ja, a civil official of Goryeo. The story of a loyal dog and its master. By the time this story ends, you will likely think of someone close to you. During the Goryeo dynasty, in a place called Goryonghyan, now the southeastern part of Imsil-gun, Jeollabuk-do, lived a man named Kim Gain. A dog was always by his side. It had light yellow fur, a bushy tail, and gentle triangular ears. The villagers simply called him Nurongi because of his golden eyes set in a kind round face. In the morning, Nurongi would stand at the gate scanning the entire village. He was a gentle and affectionate dog.
Nurongi, should I give you some barley?
He's really gentle. Even though he's this big, he's not scary at all.
Though he was large, he never got angry if children pulled his ears or hung on his tail. But at night, his eyes changed. If he heard a suspicious presence, he would approach the fence and growl low to protect the house and the village. Wherever Kim Gain went, Nurongi followed like his shadow. Whether to the fields or the market, they were always together. It was an early spring day. On a windy market day, Kim Gain headed to the marketplace with Nurongi.
Nurongi, today we'll do some shopping and see some old friends. You're coming with me, right?
The market was busy. The calls of merchants and the sounds of laughter and haggling mixed with the spring breeze.
Hey, Kim Gain, long time no see. Nurongi, you came too?
After finishing his shopping, his old friends were waiting for him.
It would be disappointing to let you go after meeting for the first time in a while. Let's have a drink before you go.
At those words, Kim Gain naturally headed toward the tavern.
I heard you always go around with that dog these days.
Thanks to the dog, no thief would even dare to come near.
Oh, our Nurongi is so smart. Even if he can't speak human words, he understands everything.
Nurongi sat quietly by the threshold watching his master. No matter how noisy it was, his eyes only followed Kim Gain. Glasses were passed around again and again. Time flowed by.
Now, shall we get up? It was nice meeting you all. See you next time.
Kim Gain's body, affected by both the spring breeze and the alcohol, staggered. His steps became slower and slower. On the way home, the sun was already tilting toward the west. His body grew heavier from the intoxication. Eventually, he fell onto the grass by the roadside and drifted into a deep sleep. Nurongi approached and licked his master's face. He pushed with his nose and gently touched him with his paw. No matter how much he barked or shook him, Kim Gain did not budge. It was then. From afar, a crackling sound echoed. The smell of something burning drifted in on the wind. In early spring, the grass dried by the sun can ignite instantly from a single spark. The fire that started across the field was spreading towards where Kim Gain lay, carried by the wind. Nurongi barked louder and pulled hard on the master's clothes with his mouth, but the drunken master did not wake up. He pulled the collar, licked the face, and pushed the chest with his paws. Nothing worked. The flames were drawing closer. At that moment, something sparkling caught Nurongi's eye, a stream flowing nearby. Nurongi ran to the stream and jumped into the water. He soaked his thick fur and skin until the cold water permeated deeply. Then, with his soaking wet body, he ran back towards the flames. The Bulhanjip records it like this. The dog wet its body in the stream and ran around the master, soaking the grass so the fire could not advance. Nurangi went back and forth between the stream and the fire countless times. He returned heavy with water and rolled on the grass near the master. To the stream again, to the fire again, to the stream again. Every time the flames touched his wet fur, it burned with a terrible smell. A beast that should instinctively fear fire threw itself into the heat that night. He blocked the path between the master and the fire with his own body. The dog did not stop. Finally, night passed. By dawn, the wildfire had subsided. Around the spot where Kim-gain lay, the grass remained unburned as if someone had drawn a protective circle.
Where is this?
He woke up and looked around. Everything was scorched black except for the circular patch where he had been sleeping. And there, on one side of that spot, Nurangi lay quietly, his entire body scorched and smelling of smoke.
Nurangi? Nurangi?
Only then did he realize what had happened during the night, the wet earth, the crushed grass, and the burns on the dog.
This child? To protect me? Why? Why did you give your life instead of mine?
His crying echoed long across the dawn fields. Kim-gain carefully carried the dog and buried it on the spot. He placed the staff he used for walking in front of the grave and sang a song of mourning. This song later became known as Gyanbunguk, the song commemorating the dog's grave. Amazingly, sprouts grew from that staff and it turned into a giant tree. To honor the dog's loyalty, people began to call the village Osu. The name Osu combines the character for dog, O, and tree, Su. This is the origin of Osu-myeon of Imsil-gun, Chollabukdo today. Even now, a rare animal monument called Uigyanbi stands in Osu-myeon to convey this noble spirit. The village features statues and a beautiful park dedicated to Nurangi. The annual Osu Uigyan Festival brings together many people and their pets. The Osu dog has been restored through long-term efforts. It is now recognized by the UN FAO as a distinct and beautiful breed. The sturdy body, the gentle eyes, and the strong loyalty of the dog that blocked the flames 800 years ago continue to live on today. The dog of Osu asks us a question. Do you also have a heart that is willing to take a loss for someone else without gain or reward? Like Kim-gain, who sang before the grave, I hope we can say thank you to the precious beings by our side today before they are gone. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe. I will return with another interesting Korean folktale. Thank you for watching.